On Twitter, I had told my subscribers and my followers, go to Google, type Chicago in the search bar, then click on the news tab. Scroll down a little bit if you had to, and come back and tell me what you saw. And pretty much everyone came back and showed me this. One even gave me a screenshot from one of these articles. What did I tell y'all about a month or so ago? Around Easter. Well, over a month now. Around Easter. That when they said all these shootings were happening during Easter weekend. I told y'all, wait until Memorial Day weekend. And you will see the same exact headline again. Well, here is a screenshot, and it says above it, Chicago Memorial Day shootings. And all of these articles, with the exception of one of them, were written in the last hour. The first one you see, it says written 22 hours ago. The CNN one says 32 minutes ago. And the NBC Chicago says 44 minutes ago. I'm going to go ahead and read the most recent one because I feel like that's the most important one. Chicago sees deadliest Memorial Day weekend in 4 years with 10 killed and 39 injured in shootings. Now, notice that they had to reach back 4 years ago. So I got to ask Lamestream Media this. What was going on in the last 4 years that you couldn't cover Chicago from in 2016, 2017, 2018, and 2019? Oh, you couldn't get your lie together during those 4 years, but you couldn't wait for it to pop back up in 2020 in the midst of this pandemic, this Wuhan, to cover it. I keep telling people, I know their game, and I don't even live in Chicago, and I know what they're doing. But what is so sad, and I think I talked about this when I was covering the Easter one, is that there's so many people in Chicago who actually believe this crap. Despite dips in recent years in gun violence and the sanctioned stay-at-home order, Chicago saw its deadliest Memorial Day weekend in 4 years. 10 people were fatally shot over the weekend, and we probably won't know who those 10 are. And 39 were injured, and we probably won't know who they are. In shootings as of Tuesday morning, said Chicago Police Department Public Information Officer Sally Brown. Last year, there were at least 5 people killed over the Memorial Day weekend, down from at least 6 fatalities in 2018, 2017, and 2016. This year's victims include a 16-year-old boy who was shot just after midnight Saturday while walking on the city's south side. Police records show a suspect is in police custody. Well, that's a first. Well, why aren't y'all letting us know who the suspect is? Because y'all would be quick to put that out there. Now, I did a video about a individual in Chicago who shot and killed somebody who was on house arrest, and they shot and killed somebody from across the street. And they not only put out the victim's name, but they put out a mugshot of the person who actually did it. Why aren't they doing that with this person here? So all we know is that the victim is 16 and that the suspect is allegedly in custody. How much you want to bet we're not going to find out who the suspect is? And I mean by name and by face. I'll be shocked if they actually put it out there. And even then, I'm giving this a side eye because let's be real here. They over exaggerate the stuff coming out of Chicago just to say, give Chicago this bad name. Is there violence that happens in Chicago? I'm sure it is. But guess what? There's violence everywhere. But they hone in on Chicago. And they always do it during these holiday weekends. I'm like, if all these violent shootings are happening, why are they only happening on holidays and weekends? Like, is anybody... I feel like a broken record when I ask it, but I gotta continue to ask that. Does anybody not see anything remotely odd about that? Shootings only on the weekends, and the weekends just happen to be the weekends of holidays. It says Chicago stay-at-home orders are still in effect until the end of the month, the city's website states. Under the order, places like bars, nightclubs, and dining restaurants are closed. City residents are allowed to participate in outdoor activity, which includes walking, running, and biking. But the order also bans gatherings of 10 or more people, along with people being outdoors without observing social distancing. listen, I question a lot of stuff that comes out of the Chicago Police Department. Remember, they are in the top 5 of corrupt departments as far as police departments goes for me in America. All I'm going to say is this. The next big holiday, quote unquote, is the 4th. Expect them to come out with, now that particular one is the one where they really hammer it in. You think the one that they gave right here with Memorial Day, this little narrative they gave with Memorial Day, you think that's something? Wait until the 4th comes. And the 4th is on a Saturday this year, y'all. So you know they really gonna go in. It falls on a weekend. I mean, it fell on a weekend last year because it would have to be on a Friday, but it's on a Saturday this time. So you already know they got their lie in order. They are probably in the lab cooking up what they're about to say right now as we speak. All I'm gonna say is stay tuned, and we will revisit this on Saturday, July 4th, 2020, or somewhere around that vicinity, most likely on that Monday.